What's good everyone, it's Zigzag here, welcome back to another Geoguessr video, and it is a red letter day today because it is the start of a new series. So I was surprised and honoured that 1,000 people responded to my survey on the last video of the Road to 1 on Jules, and the most favoured answer on that was to get number 1 on the Ranked Leaderboards. And honestly, that's the one I was hoping you guys would choose. Basically, this includes the best maps on my favourite modes. It should be the ultimate format for me to get to the top. And actually at the moment there are not too many people playing on here. If we scroll down, we can see that the halfway point is at the 67th mark, so there's only about 130 people playing on this leaderboard. Now that being said, I'll have the link for the Discord in the description. You guys should go and start spamming games there, because I want to try and make it much more active with this series. Also, didn't mention yet, I got a new microphone. Hopefully that's sounding good. Let me know if the levels are all good and all that. And also I fixed these settings on my webcam, so everything should actually be smooth now. Not really sure how that happened, but hey, we're chilling. Okay, so being as how it's the first episode, I'm going to show you guys how to play this quickly. So firstly, join the Plonker Discord server, then head on down to the ranked section over here, then just click on matchmaking 1 vs 1, enter matchmaking by pressing the green button, and I see there are 2 people in there right now. I've changed my preference to I like both NMPZ and NM, and hopefully we'll get a message soon from Plonket and we'll hit the link and then we play. So we got our game here, we press the tick emoji and then we get sent the challenge link. Let's head into this and play against Party, one of the best players in the world. So this is also the thing about this series, is that we're going to get a much higher quality of game, and we just play challenge links as well, which is fun. I actually do prefer that in many ways. Here we go with the first round of the series, guys. Smash a like if you're enjoying the channel. I'm really gonna put my all into the series and try and get as high as I can, but we should be in Mexico here. We got a Mexican electricity counter. It's very like sandy. We have a few wooden poles and everything. This just feels like a pretty typical Yucatan type round here. So what else can we see here? Look, I don't really think there's anything too specific here. Phone number also isn't quite visible, so yeah. Thinking this is just the type of round where you click Yucatan. Doesn't feel too coastal. I think Tamax is a good guess. And it was actually Cancun on the outskirts there. Fortunately, we're pretty equidistant there, so that's a fine start. Okay, next one here should be somewhere in Slovakia. I think this red car with the antenna is pretty common there. Architecture and poles are all fitting for Slovakia as well. Hopefully we don't have too many place names or anything here. No, it just feels like a pretty standard in the mountains Slovakia round. So I don't think we actually have to think too much about this just to click here. Should about be perfect, I reckon. We'll actually go like here, I think. And okay, it was a bit further east there. He goes for the same guess, so that's really no surprise. It might be a very close match here. I'm actually not sure exactly how the rating stuff works. If we have to get like a big victory, if that gets us more points. I think that is the case, but I'm not sure. Okay, next one here can't be British Columbia because we have these guardrails. And we have a fairly like northwest landscape though with these trees and everything. Obviously Party is really good at the US. We have wooden poles here, interesting. So it's not the round I wanted to see. We do have front plates here, which is somewhat helpful. But yeah, I'm just thinking it's somewhere up here. So maybe Washington, but maybe even more likely to be like Idaho or something like that. I feel like Idaho is pretty good here. Could even be Wyoming or something. But it also kind of feels a bit further north, actually. So I'm not really sure which way to go here. I might go like here, but it's a bit dodgy, this guess, I think. I'm not really sure where it is, to be honest. And okay, it was Idaho indeed, but all the way north. Yeah, that's kind of where I wanted to go, but I wasn't sure if there'd be Generation 4 around there, but Spokane is a pretty major city, so okay, we need something else to get close here, because that US round was pretty devastating. This one is Mexico, central Mexico, I would say. Everything seems to line up for that. Not very agricultural here. It could even be, if we wanted to gamble a bit, we could go Puebla here, because it could be Puebla, and he might go further north. So I don't mind that idea. Like, it's not out of the question. Random hills as well. Look, probably this is like Guanajuato or Zacatecas or something like that, but it depends how much we want to game the system because we're behind. I think it's probably better not to do that and to go further north here. But it is something to consider. So I guess our tactics will kind of evolve over the series here. Yeah, I think I will switch last moment and go around here. And it was indeed north there, so that's good. We keep ourselves in the game here. And let's see what this last one is. And it should just be a Cambodia here. Now let's check out the roof. Roofs are fancy, so I don't want to go too far from Phnom Penh here. And so I will click right around here. And let's see if we're right about that. Yeah, it was near Phnom Penh indeed. So all the rounds were better, or just about the same, apart from the US guess, but of course Party is getting a 500-point victory here, so let's see what that means. So first off, we hit the stop emoji, and then we can simply come over here to see our ranking, but this is actually still placement matches for us, so we don't have a ranking yet. Party gained +5, so presumably we lost about 5 points equivalent, but yeah, GG's to Party on that first one. All right, next opponent, let's see how things go here. Improved world, okay, that's good to know. First one here is a fairly standard Senegal. Now, I don't really know often where to click with these. The huts, I feel like, are more so of a thing that you get in the south and the east of the country. And that's just my personal observation. So I do have some kind of a pretension to guess down there, but yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult. Senegal's not my strong suit. So I think I might just hedge it here in like Kaolack. I don't love the guess, but it kind of hedges most of the things I could think it could be. And actually, it was good. Okay, so we're actually playing, it would appear, against Salvador here, who's another one of the best players in the world, absolute legend. So, good start from him. But we got a good guess too, that's fine. Next one here, somewhere in Finland. Fairly standard Finland, I would say. Probably just a middle south click. It's a bit hilly. Also autumn coverage. Not really sure here, but... Ooh, what would that be? Actually, that almost looks like it might be bilingual. I don't think it is. I think this is just a similar place name mixed with the street name. So yeah, I would actually say it's just that. But did consider that for a sec. I would just click here, I think. Something like that. And okay, nice guess from us there. We're ahead. That is good. Being ahead of Salvador, you don't get to do that every day, so that's good. Okay, next one here. Italy came to mind here, but these are Asian guardrails, so probably Taiwan. This is a stunning Taiwan round, or is it Japan? I can't actually tell here. Looks like we're driving right-hand side. Also, these salmon lines, I would say I've seen in Taiwan before, but it is such a strange Taiwan. Like, I'm still kind of doubting myself. Like, is it actually Taiwan? It has to be, but it also doesn't even feel tropical at all, so I think it's because we're up in the mountains here. But I just want to confirm, like, yeah, summer's to the south, so yeah, it should be here, and the cars look Asian too. And yeah, we do appear to be driving on the right, so I would say it just has to be Taiwan here. And if it's the case, then we should be not far from Taipei, I imagine, up in these mountains or something like this. So let's give that a go here. And yeah, he hasn't guessed yet, so we'll find out soon enough. He was taking his time, but all things considered, for Taiwan, not even a bad guess. Okay, I waited a minute, hopefully he's played his rounds. And the next one here is going to be somewhere in Brazil. Now, this is interesting. Kind of feels a little bit Amazonian in a way, doesn't it? Yeah, definitely. We've got a round pole here as well. Now, or is that... Yeah, it should be round, not wooden, I would say. It's very difficult. This is so tropical, though. So, different options are like Mato Grosso, Santarém, Manaus, Amazonas, something like that here. I don't think that's particularly helpful. Like, it is interesting how many, like, fields of, like, crop we have, but it's densely forested, so I almost want to click Manaus here and just try it out, or click Santarém here and just try it out. Maybe Santarém hedge it here, just because it's so ambiguous. The poles are really thin. I don't know if that would be, like, the round poles. It's weird. Okay, let's just see what it actually was here. And, oh, it was Mato Grosso. That was one of my main thoughts. I don't know why I didn't do it, but he should be ahead now, because that is going to be like an extra 1,000 points over me. So, yeah, okay. Next one here, just going to be Nigeria. Let's see if we can scan for the place here. Ishibori, Uja. Yeah, okay, that's interesting. Let's see if we get any more info here. Black car following us along. It almost feels like Ghana, which is funny. So I don't really know where that would put us. Probably somewhere in the south of the country here with all these palms and everything. I guess, like, I thought of, like, just near the capital. I mean, Lagos, not the capital. Ogoja is probably findable, to be honest. So let's get in here. 16 seconds to go. Kaloja, similar name here. Ogoja. Yeah, so many similar sounding names around here. So I might just hedge it here because of that reason. I guess Akura just because it's a bit further south here, but we'll find out. I mean, it could be anywhere here, really. And, okay, it was all the way over there. That's unfortunate. Didn't really get a good vibe for that, so he should win here, but let's just hope... Oh, that was it. Okay, there we go. And so it all comes down to whether he got the Taiwan, which he will have. It doesn't really seem like he wouldn't get it to me. And indeed, he did win. So, unfortunately, losing to 2 pros on these first 2 here, I think this is a very silly guess in hindsight. Next opponent here is Francesca, also the name of my sister, so that's kind of interesting. But let's go here for the first round, and it's looking like it's going to be Russia, right? Now, we've got a blurred antenna here, so that's something you often see in the south. This also gives me massive south vibes, so I would definitely say it's going to be there. There are a few options here. We don't see any of the mountains to the south that you sometimes see in the south of Russia, so No Caucasus. I was thinking Grozny is pretty good here. One of these two states, oblasts here, feel pretty decent. Also, just anywhere around Pyatigorsk has a lot of landscape like this. So I might hedge it here, but this should be fine, I imagine. And yeah, it was just near halfway between Pyatigorsk and where we went. And it's a good guess from Francesca, but obviously on Russia, that's going to be pretty hard to come back with. So let's just head through the rest of the seed here. This one should be somewhere in Vienna, I imagine. That looked like a Viennese street sign, and indeed it must be. I've been there. I've seen them in real life, so yeah, it should just be around here somewhere. Indeed it was. Next one here. Ooh, this immediately reminded me of kind of the agriculture that you get in the south, Sulawesi island. And we got black car as well, so I really like it now. Black car is really common there. We don't see like any mountains south as well, which I also like because I would say we're just like somewhere around here now. If we did see mountains like south, I would think we could be like around here in this valley. In Gorontalo, but yeah, I think we should just be here instead. And it was South Sula there. Good guess from Francesca again, but not quite close enough, I imagine. Next one here looks like normal insulators on the tie poles here. It feels fairly touristy, so I wonder where we are, honestly. Like, I kind of got, it gives me a south vibe, but we don't have the south insulators, so that's kind of the confusing thing here, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like it's only 6, not 8, in my opinion. Yeah. So, in which case, I guess if it's like touristy, maybe like Pattaya, maybe on the islands. I'm not really sure what they would have. Koh Samui could be the case here. Though I'm not really sure how that place looks. It could look like this, definitely. But regardless, I think what I'll probably do is actually just kind of hedge it in Pattaya. I think it's a fine guess. Although we did see some mountains. Okay, let's go like here instead. And okay, it was actually pretty northern there in Loei. Very cool looking around, but urban as well. So it's really hard to tell where you are on a urban location like that. And okay, so Francesca has gotten some Russia here, so she could potentially win it if she makes a nice guess here. As for the antenna, it's nothing special. We got actually an unblurred license plate here with the 264. I think that's actually significantly helpful. But I don't remember where the 2s are. I don't think it's around Moscow. I don't know. But my thought was like anywhere like out in these cities somewhere. Like it does feel more Siberian in a way, but not that much. So it's kind of hard to say here. I would. Could it even be? I don't know. Like I'm just thinking of these valleys over here. Like we do have significant rivers there. So it kind of reminds me of that. Do we have some hills in the background here? We do. So I'm going to go for this. I think it's a good hedge. It kind of should be Asia in my opinion here. So we'll see. And okay, well, it's actually just Yeka, where I think I had it clicked. But that is okay because Francesca also got the Asian vibe and goes over there. We get a 20,000 point win here. It was a 17k, definitely a respectable score. And the crazy thing is, she could have just won if she plonked on the exact 5k, but there you go, that's the way these things go. I announced in one of the pro discords that we were playing, and now our next opponent is Blinky, who, if you didn't know, I think should be #1 on the normal leaderboard. So let's see how this goes, no moving. I think even no moving Blinky is significantly better than me, but we shall see. Okay, we got these like kind of ATV kind of vehicles here. I think you see those on Baja California quite often, so I'm thinking of guessing near the US border here for that reason. Also the tall wooden poles would fit. So obviously Blinky's gonna try and 5k it, we should as well here. I'm gonna take this whole seat nice and slow, try and beat him in his own game. This road angle is actually seeming decent. I think it's slightly wrong. But it seemed almost right, so I wonder if something like that is almost applicable here. Axada Mexicali, I don't mind it. What about this road angle? Could be something along this as well, I imagine. What about this? I don't know, there's lots of options here. We're actually much closer there. He goes Chihuahua, so that's really nice. I remembered those cars. It might be a repeat, to be honest, but I remembered those cars being something you sometimes saw on the coverage up there, so that's good. Next one here should just be Guatemala, I imagine, unless this is Laos. Yeah, it is Guatemala. Now, we actually have the place here. Desaya Hiche. He probably knows the place name. Again, we're going to have to search here. It's all... Oh, there it is. Nice. Okay, that was a very easy search. I'm very pleased about that. So, again, rounds with signs you don't really want to face Blinky with, but that's okay. We found this pretty easily. Where's the university? Should be nearby, I imagine. In fact, this road angle is looking rather nice, so I'm just going to go for it. Don't really care too much, and indeed, Blinky 5Ks, but we got the 4999. That's fine with me. Okay, next one here. we are in Taiwan. Actually, really good seed so far, considering we got such a lead on the first round. And lots of tall palms here. I tend to associate that slightly more with south, but really what we need is a phone code here. And looks like we're not going to get one, it would appear. I wonder if Blinky can read Chinese. That's kind of an interesting question. Doesn't look like we get much here. Okay, what about the angle of the mountains? Kind of small ones to the north, also smallish ones to the south there. So we're in some kind of valley with small hills. That's kind of confusing to me. So let's get into the map here. Could be like around here somewhere. That could certainly make sense. Maybe just like inside this region here. I got more of a south vibe here, so I think I will try that. Could even be max south, but yeah, I'm not really sure. And again, yeah, we don't really have too much here, so I'm gonna go there. I mean, should be okay, right? Oh gosh, it was all the way north. So we lose a bit of our advantage here. We're still actually significantly in the lead because of the Mexico, but that probably should have just hedged in the center, really. Okay, next one here should be Ecuador, I imagine. And we actually have Colombian bikes here, so interesting. I thought Ecuador first, so maybe I hedge more south, but I think this is just a bit of a middle click type of round here, I imagine. But we shall see, we shall see. Yeah, I don't really think there's anything that he can use, at least, which is great. I don't think these pole paints are actually specific either. And yeah, everything checks out for Colombia here, so I'll hedge slightly south, maybe, here. Or, yeah, that's fine, it's fine. And it was indeed slightly south, so that's good for us. And the last one here, okay, it is Russia. So Battle of the Russia here, this is no good. Obviously, we wanted to see a small country here, but that is, you know, we wanted a good game, didn't we? Okay, so I think somewhere with this kind of thing, no red brake light car, somewhere around Ulan-Ude probably works nicely here. Now, let me just run through other possibilities. So, rural Gen 4, I think it has to be around there. It's a lot of, like, these pines as well. I think that's very typical. We got the Gopniks standing around, so yeah, it feels great, right? No, where do we go? Because he could still pull ahead here with a good guess. And I'm not really sure. I think I would be clicking, like, what's the road angle here? Kind of north-south-ish. I don't know, guys. I don't know where this is. Maybe, like, click around this road here. I think I'm just going to have to hedge it around Ulan-Ude and hope for the best here and hope I haven't not thought of something or something like that. And okay, it was the right road. That's great. And so we're going to come through with the win here against Blinky with a 3.5, and that was a solid win as well. If we had to click Taiwan, it would have been a, if we had to click the right province in Taiwan, it would have been a 24,000 there. So GG's to Blinky, fun game. Let's head through to the next one. Okay, next up we're against Nax or Nakes, and this guy is the guy who keeps on winning the rainbow quizzes. So let's see how it goes. Community World and NMPZ, exactly how I like to play here. So let's see what goes on. First one here, we have the kind of typical Kenya car with the kind of tapes on here. This kind of orange soil, I would suggest it's probably just north of Nairobi, somewhere around here. If not, maybe even past Mount Kenya. Could be. Kind of rolling hills here, so I definitely like this kind of area. I think I'll just send it here and see what it's like. And it was actually southeast there. Very green for this area. Normally it's a bit drier, so we both go for the same guess, pretty unsurprisingly. And let's see what happens on the next round here. Kyrgyzstan, bit of autumn coverage here, pretty typical for Kyrgyzstan, I would suggest. And kind of going east-west here. Also with the railroad, that's interesting. We can actually kind of line this up a bit. Obviously, sometimes this game is a game of inches, which is maybe one of the faults of it, but to be fair, Jules also had the same fault. Tamok could work something like that here. Tamok has like a few railway intersections, so I might try that. As for mountains, we didn't really see any. Although it does seem pretty flat to the north, so I'll click maybe closer to Kunt here. And okay, we go the same place. It was Jalalabad instead. I don't really know if that one was too guessable without being a Kyrgyzstan expert, but hey, it's cool, it's cool. Let's head through, see what's in the next one here. Interesting guardrail. Vibes were kind of Italian here with this bridge crossing, I have to say, and I think the guardrail kind of looks Italian too. Then trees could either fit for north or south. They're kind of ambiguous here, especially because this river almost feels a bit glacial or something. So I guess I'll hedge it a bit in North Italy because I feel like it's... No, I'm going to go central here, actually. Florence area. Let's give that a go. And okay, it was North Italy. That's unfortunate because we're pretty equidistant there despite us getting the right country. And it was right on the border. So it was actually an alpine-feeling river, but the trees were weird to me. And that's because I guess South France is pretty hot. But to be fair, if we're up in the mountains, it shouldn't be that hot. I don't know, I'm just coping. Let's see what's on the next round here. Should be somewhere Zorna. Interesting. Bit of red on the plate there. I thought this might be Croatia. Now I'm also thinking of Portugal. What are Portuguese crossing signs like that? Are they like that? I mean, I'm not so sure about that. I mean, road would fit better for like Croatia or something, I think. And I think everything else fits nicely for Crow as well. And also we do see some ocean there. Yeah, I think overall it is Croatia, maybe even Italy, but it's not an Italian plate. So I guess I would go Zadar here or something like that. We'll try it. And it was actually a bit further up there in Krk, but our opponent goes split, so that's nice. It was a bit bad from me. I should have known the country sooner, but I'm a bit out of practice, so that's okay. And the last one here should be somewhere in Argentina. And where do we go here? Fairly north, I would suggest. Ooh, interesting, the red kind of painted pole bottoms here. This feels kind of western as well, but also dry. So La Roja should fit nicely here, I think. La Roja, San Juan, Catamarca, something around here, all the way down to Mendoza, I think is possible. But I think I like this guess. Also, we have some palms, so maybe even hedge it a bit further north in Catamarca, but I think this kind of thing is best, I want to say, or at least. And it was actually La Roja State, but a little bit, Rioja, sorry, a bit further south there. So that is it for that one. That was a pretty easy victory, all things considered, by the end, but it was a tight beginning. So GG's to Nakes there. This was the final score there. We ended up coming up with a 1.5k victory. And here is the final seed of the video. We're playing against Kowalski, who's one of my Discord mods. Should be a fun one. He's a pretty good player. And we're playing no moving, panning, or zooming on my favorite map, AI Generated World. So let's see what happens here. First one here, Austria. We got Austrian bollards with the snow pole coming out the top. Weird architecture here. I kind of thought this was just like central, like on the outskirts of the mountains here. Graz or maybe Linz or something. Maybe Graz feeling a bit better. But I don't know, it's kind of an ambiguous round, so I could see a bunch of things working here. The red roof is a bit weird here, maybe feels a bit more Slovenian, so yeah, I'll go Graz area here, let's try it. And it was actually, yeah, right on the border, that does not surprise me. Honestly, I kind of thought about going Villach, but I thought Graz is a better hedge. Here we go, good start. Next one here should be, actually, is it Chile? I think it's a Chilean pole here, which is interesting. So, a bit of a mixed climate here, where we have like a bit of green, but a bit of dry as well. So that kind of thing does remind me of this kind of area here. So Ovaya working decently well here. Maybe even La Serena, also decent as well, I think. Iapel, actually maybe even best because of this kind of valley. Although the valley's kind of running north-south as far as I can tell. So yeah, I think Ovaya might be slightly better. We'll see here. And it was actually even further north there in Villanar. So that's a good one to remember for next time because I feel like it's pretty distinctive. And here goes Santiago. So immediately a good advantage here. Next one here should just be somewhere in... Ooh, interesting. So we got Kabla. Is this Ghana? I think it's actually Ghana, which is weird because it's not my first thought. But yeah, ultimately I think it should be with the back of the car here. Can it be anything else? South America, South America. What about Kampala? Maybe this is Kampala. I think that's better, actually. I think, like, I got too many weird vibes for Ghana here. I think it should be, like, south or north Kampala, maybe. Let's try that. And, okay, it was Kampala. He gets a 2. That's a good guess, because that did not come to my mind until the very end. So that's a good outcome there. Next one here, just going to be Java with these roofs, I imagine. Yeah, so I imagine just Java here. Not really sure which part of Java. Maybe Central Java was my biggest vibe here. But maybe even West, I don't know. But then again, I think I just hedge right in the middle here in order to preserve points. He's probably going to go for something here. I feel like we just preserve points, right? I don't see anything specific, so I'm just going to go for it here. And it was Central Java. He gets a good plonk, though. That's a good guess from Kowalski. And the last one here, I mean, it is Taiwan. So this should be enough to secure the victory with our earlier Chile guess. Then we can just click in the middle of the country here, and we should be golden. So let's see if that is indeed the case. And indeed it was the middle there. So that is going to be a 23.6. Very nice indeed. And of course, Kowalski coming out with a very respectable 23k there, just about. And GG's to him. I just got a message from the Geoguessr ranked bot saying that we just got a head streak achievement for getting 20,000 games, 5 games in a row. Thank you very much to the bot. And guys, thank you very much for watching the video all the way to the end. I didn't mention my rating yet because I think we've played 6 or 7 games and you need 10 to get a rating. So that will of course happen in the next game. I think we had a nice start, right? We only lost the first 2, rest of them were wins. And yeah, that'll be about it. So guys, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I'm actually liking it a lot more than Jules, I have to say. So unless they're bringing out no moving Jules later on, I think I'm sticking with this. And you know, we're gonna get that #1 spot. I really think it's possible. So guys, thank you very much for watching the video all the way to the end, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.